Okay, I am Sir Jonathan from Edukea Company, and today I bring to you the biology subject, and I'm going to learn with you or to study with you, so stay humble where you are. And this today I introduce you to the scientific process in biology for those who are studying in Form 1. So we proceed with the introduction to biology, and this is the point of scientific process. As we know, the science subject or the science, it includes or it involves the scientific processes, or it includes the scientific procedures which sometimes may be carried out for doing experimental issues. And we say in science, if something to be proven must be taken an experiment or practical. So as we see to the biology, and this session we are going to look the scientific process. We say biology, just like other science subject, involves carrying out experiments when studying living things. So we say in biology, just like other science subject, means realize carrying out of experiment or practicals when studying living things, as we are going to see below. So as we know, in biology we are dealing with the living things or living organism. So this living organism means we say those who have life, or those who sustaining by the condition of life. And we say these living things means are those who are survival organism, or are those who have life or possessing life. And we say in biology, through these living things or living organism, there are some things means they have been to be or to be experienced. So there is some experiment that sometimes are they carried out, or are they must be do the experiment, or must to take them as specimen for various experiment or various practicals. Simple observation can be made by using our own sense, such as sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing. So these are the simple experiment or simple observation, the way you can observe something so as to get the experiment, or before you are doing the experiment, there are some observation you may do. And in biology we can see easily there are some experiment or some practical you may do by observation, by seeing. Sometimes you can see, you can sense, you can smell. To those from the organs, or from the this what we call the sense organs. So these senses, such as sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing, those are the actions, or those are the senses from sense organ. And we say the sense can be detected by our sense organs, such as eye for sight, nose for smell, skin for touch, tongue for taste, and ear for hearing. So these observation which can be done by the scientific process through the observation may be taken from the sense organ. Okay. Okay, so we say to use own sense organ to make correct observation, use own organs to make correct observation in the body, sense organ. So we say through to make the sense organ, or to make the correct observation, you must use your sense or your correct sense organ, so as to get the correct observation of what you want to do the experiment. And here there is a diagram here. As we seen, we are shown the various sensory organs which can produce or which can make the experiment or which can make the observation. Also, these sensory organs, we may do the observation, or we can observe much of things which we may help to the carrying out the experiment, such as the eye, as it is shown here, and this is the sense, or it sense vision or sight. There is receptors are sensitive to light. So in this eye, there are receptors which are receiving the light then to enter to the eye, and then just to going direct to the pupil, and after that there is vision which is occurring. And then there are ears sense. Say this ear means just sensing for hearing. There are receptors sensitive to sound vibration. So this, it is all about just to hear the voices or to hear the sounding. So these ears means just from this pinna, it takes the sound and then just enter to the inner part of the ear, so as to produce the sound. And sense 2 means balance, reception, are sensitive to change in the body. So it explains these parts of the ear. There is out part, there is inner part, there is out part, inner part, and there is inner part, middle part, and out part of the ear. We say nose, sense, smell receptors, and sense to the chemical. So this nose is used to smell, or used to smell the smellings of the various things such as chemicals and others. Tongue, these taste receptors are sensitive to chemicals. So this, once again, the tongue, it used to taste the taste, or it used to taste the food, or to taste anything which can be eaten or can be drunk. So that is the use of the tongue. And there is the skin. This sense touching receptors are sensitive to change in pressure and temperature. So, and this is skin is the sensory organ which is used to touching the various touchings from the external environment. And then after that, let's now come to see measurement of mass, length, temperature, and pulse rate. Now we are going to see the measurement of mass, length, temperature, and pulse rate. Take measurement of mass, length, temperature, and pulse rate measurement. When carrying out biological investigation, measurement like mass, time, temperature, and length are unavoidable. We say when you do the biological investigation or biological experiment, there are some requirements you will never avoid them, so as to practice, also as to do the experiment. And those which you cannot avoid are the mass, length, temperature, and pulse rate. These are the basic for the carrying experiment to the biological scientific process. So we say instruments used for various measurements are such as following. As you know, this mass, this length, this temperature, and pulse rate, this is amount of the unit, or is the amount of the scientific unit. So scientific unit or SI unit, which are used to the international units. There is beam balance. So these are the device or instrument used for the carrying experiment. There is beam balance for measuring mass, or G. For the G is gram and mass it is SI unity is gram. So beam balance for measuring mass, thermometer for measuring temperature, clock for measuring time, so clock for measuring time, ruler for measuring length. Pulse rate can be measured by using stethoscope or pressing the fingers firmly on the skin. So that is how pulse rate can be measured by stethoscope or by pressing the fingers firmly on the skin. The study of biology, like any the science subject, involves scientific process. So the study like biology or any subject science involves the scientific process. The scientific process involved in the study of biology include observation, measurement, and experimentation. So in science subject or in biological subject or in the biology subject, we need to have the scientific process, and scientific process includes the three basic things. The first one is observation, and this observation, as we say, that this is from or can be made from the sense organs, as we've seen above, and others is measurement, and others is experimentation. So the three basic things in practicing or in conducting the scientific process is observation, number one; number two, measurement; number three, experimentation. Through these processes, the study of biology becomes possible. So through these processes of the scientific process or this process of science can be or can become possible, means something which is reliable. Let's start with the observation, because we say there are three things or there are three basic things when practicing the scientific process or when conducting the scientific process, and we say number one is observation. So we say through observation we can learn many scientific phenomena. Observation is made by using our own sense organs. So this is a point, that this observation, it is made by the sense organ that we have. So you observe what you see, you observe what you touch, you observe what you taste, you observe what you smell. That's why, or you can observe what you hear. So that's why we say this observation, it is done by the sense organs. There are 5 sense organs in the body of human being. First one is eyes, second one is ears, and the nose, and the tongue, and the skin. So these are the 5 sense organs which you should know, or which you should understand, and to know it is the function, or to know their functions. Each of these organs is specific to a certain type of observation. Each of these organs is specific to the certain type of observation. So through these sense organs, there is uniqueness among them from each one to the specific or to the types of observation. So each one do, or each one observe itself for what it can function to it. The following are sense organ and their associated functions in observation. So now we are going to look how observation can be done by the sense organ and what the association among the observation and these sensory organs. Firstly, we say eyes. How can you differentiate between the colors of an edge from that of a light purple? So this is how you can differentiate. You can observe that eye, or the function of eye, is to see. But you can see different things, or you can see different things of various colors. Such, you can see this is black, you can see this is white. So this is what we call observation, that one sense organ but can observe many things with a different or with a not same characters. So the what we see is, or the what you look here is to see how the sense organ can conduct the observation or can observe the various things. Yeah, let's proceed. Yeah, so we say in this case, in order to answer the question correct, you must be able to make correct observation. And by using your eyes, you can observe differences, colors of the two things given, and then tell the differences. So we still stuck in the ears and the eyes. What's the work of eyes, or what the function of eyes, or what the uses of eyes is to watch or to see. So that's why we say observation can be done by the one sense organ to differentiate many things. You can observe the black, you can observe the white, you can observe the any color. But what differentiates that this is a black, this is a white, and this is a yellow? It is that sense organ, such as eye, which is used to see. So that is what we call observation. You can see the most of things together, or the most of things together at the same time, but they different. So that you see is observation, that you observe the black, you observe the white, and you observe the yellow, the different colors you observe at the same time. So that is what we call observation. Observation. That's why the point is, by using your eyes, you can observe differences in colors of the two things given, and then tell differences. So by using your eyes, your sense organ, which is eye, which is function to see, means, or to bring the vision, you can differentiate many things to their similarities and differences among them. We use our eyes as sense organ for vision. So we use our eyes for sense, as a sense organ for vision, to get a light, or to see a light, or to see the various things. By using our eyes, we are able to see and differentiate size, colors, shapes of various organisms, and hence we can learn about them. So by using these sense organs, such as eye, you can differentiate many of things, which is we call observation. You can differentiate sizes of the organism, or sizes of the things, colors, and the shapes of various organisms. So what you see, what you differentiate, the difference, the similarities you see, is all what we call observation. I think now you have get the concept of observation. So let's proceed. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's now come to see ears. How can you distinguish between the sound produced by a singing bird and roaring lion? So we say sometimes you can just use your ears to study various biological concepts. That is the point. We say sometimes you can just use your ears to study various biological concepts. For example, many organisms produce different sounds which we can use to identify them. Therefore, it is easy for a biologist to know an organism just by hearing. Yeah. Sometimes so sometimes biologists can know the organism by using the hearing or by using the ear. The what organism, how it cries or how it rolls, so can know who or which is this organism. That's why you say through ear you can do the observations through the what you hear, the sound you hear, or you can differentiate the music sound from what you are hearing and know this is the kind of song and this is a kind of song, or this is a kind of music and this is a kind of music. So that is what you call observation. An example, for example, many organisms produce different sounds which we can use to identify them. Therefore, it is easy for a biologist to know an organism just by hearing. As we have already seen, sometimes, so for a biologist to know an organism just by hearing the sound without even seeing it. So those biologists who is intended to in biology subject, who is knowing the biology, can know this is organism and this is some organism by hearing the voice of it without not seeing it. So that is a capability of studying biology. So if you are a biologist, because there is classification of living organism, you can do the search a scene. This proves how your ears are very important organs in scientific studies, because they are used to identify and differentiate sounds of various living organisms. So this is all about observation which is done by the ears, through the hearing, through the getting the voice, through the getting the sound from the external environment. And now let's see the nose. Sometimes you say in the scientific study we need to smell in order to identify, distinguish between various things. This is the sense organ, nose, which is used to smell. This one used to smell the smellings and to smell the various smellings. So sometimes in the scientific study we need to smell in order to identify, distinguish between various things. For example, how can you distinguish the smell of a ripe banana from that of a ripe pineapple? As a scientist, you must be able to use your nose as sense organ effectively and successfully, but avoid smelling anything in the laboratory without permission from your teacher or laboratory technician. So we say if you are a biologist or if you are a scientist, you can do the observation by smelling, by using your nose to know what the smell of that kind of thing which you investigate. But if you are in laboratory, make sure don't touch anything without being permission or without being permitted from your laboratory technician or your teacher. Now let's see the tongue. Let's see the tongue. This is a sensory organ which is always used to test the test. So this is used to test and can test food, can test any kind of food, or can test the drinks, can test the drinks or the soft drinks. So we say by use of tongue we can differentiate various tests and be able to discover the type of the test concerned. So in this sense organ tongue we can do the observation through the what we taste or what we eat or what we drink. So this sense organ which is tongue. So in this sense organ can be done the observation by testing the what we eat, what we drink, or the all tastes. For example, one can differentiate salt from sugar solution by just testing using the tongue. So this example provided that you can differentiate the taste of sugar and the taste of salt from what you are testing to this tongue. But avoid testing anything in laboratory unless you are permitted. Okay, so let's proceed with as we say that in doing the observation in the laboratory, so you must take the procedures or you must follow the instruction. That's why we say don't test anything or don't touch anything without being permitted with a laboratory technician or with your teacher guide. That's why we say, but avoid testing anything in the laboratory unless you are told so by the teacher or laboratory technician. And that is how you can do at all. So we all talked about the scientific process, and this we ended to the sense organ which is tongue, and we say or we know the function of tongue to taste what you eat or what you drink, and then we know how you can do the observations through this sense organ. So what you eat or what you taste, you can differentiate what is this or the taste of this and what the taste of this. So that is all what we call observation. After that, you are coming down to see the exercise that you should do, these 4 questions. There are 4 questions which you should do. The first one is what is observation. The second one, what is sense organ. Third one, what is mention sense organs. 4, what is function of sensory organs. So I think you are going to do this all question and you are going to do well. You are going to answer the right answers, and I wish you all the best for your studies and for continuing to study with us, Edukea Company. I love you so much. I am Sir Jonathan. I am biology teacher, or I am teacher of the biology. Let's proceed to study together in this Edukea Company. We love you so much.